and this will be my goodbye to Montreal for a yet undetermined amount of time. I have booked a one-way ticket to São Paulo, the largest city in Brazil, a place I've never been to before. And after that I will go to destinations unknown. To begin this adventure, just a short vlog showing you my departure. Maybe a couple of brief scenes from the airplane itself, but since this is a 11-hour flight and it's departing at 9:30 at night, it's mostly going to be a sleeping flight, I believe. The departures is on the second floor, so I'm going to make my way up. Is the escalator working? No, it's not. Which means that I will be carrying my carry-on size luggage. It was actually a last-minute decision if I would bring a rolling suitcase or if I would bring a large backpack, as people sometimes bring on extended travel. But these days, this is usually my go-to setup. This bag is just small enough to fit as a carry-on, and this backpack is just small enough to be my personal item. If it looks a bit big, this area can actually be crunched down. I have some snacks inside here. I have a sandwich and some chips and stuff. Got my water bottle. And so if an airline were ever to tell me that this bag is slightly too big, I can easily throw away some food or do some quick rearranging to make it smaller. And yeah, this has been my travel setup for a while. Though there are advantages, depending on where you're going, to having a larger backpack instead of a suitcase. I do find that a little guy like this is easy enough to carry with me up any staircases, through any subways. If I need to do any longer walks where I'm carrying it, it can become a bit of a nuisance, but to have the convenience to just wheel it through airports and stuff, I think that's a small price to pay. As I mentioned at the onset, I do not have a return ticket. This is something I haven't done for a while, which is just fly somewhere on a cheap ticket. I got a really good price to Sao Paulo and stay as long as I want to. Of course, Brazil is in the southern hemisphere, which means just as the weather starts to get colder up north, it starts to get warmer down south. But this is still, springtime for them, so it's not going to be too hot. But it does allow me to have less layers. In fact, the sweater and the light jacket that I'm wearing is pretty much the only thicker layers that I'm bringing with me. And that allows me to pack lighter, Otherwise it would have been really hard to keep everything in the carry-on. There are some travelers. I've met some people who have fit everything in a bag this size without the backpack, Essentially, they travel long-term with 60% of what I'm currently carrying. But when you have a laptop and you have a camera and you have a microphone and storage drives, it quickly becomes difficult. But my respect to the people who can pull it off. Anyway, I have learned not to wait too long before getting through security in case there can be any abnormally long lineups, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to drink the water in my water bottle, and then I will see you on the other side. Okay, we got about 45 minutes until boarding begins, which for me is just perfect. It's enough time to feel relaxed while also not needing to wait around for hours and hours in the airport. This is the time when I would usually grab coffee, but since it's already about 8 p.m., I think it's best that I just prepare to sleep on the airplane. As I said, I do have a sandwich with me. I'm not sure if they serve dinner or if we get on the plane and it's just kind of lights off, get ready for bed, have your breakfast in 8 hours kind of thing. It's always confusing to me on the long flights what the meal situation will be like, so I always like to bring something just in case. Give you another look at my bag setup. I really like this setup of carry-on bag plus small backpack for airports, because as you can see, not only do I not have to carry a big bag on my back, I don't even have to carry the small bag. I can just wheel this around. I'm not sure if they've renovated or upgraded this international terminal or if it's just been a while since I've been here, but pretty impressive. Montreal, I like it. If anyone has been to Sao Paulo, is from Sao Paulo, or any nearby cities, and has some advice for me or places I need to visit, definitely leave a comment, because as I said at the outset of this video, it's very much I saw a flight for 550 bucks, I decided to book it, and here we go. I mean, I booked a cheap room for the next 3 nights, but after that I don't even know if I'll be staying in Sao Paulo. I don't know where I'll be going. Some people feel that sense of unknown and shy away from it and want to plan. But in my experience as a traveler, if you embrace that sense of unknown and you dive headfirst into it, some really cool things can happen. And a lot of my favorite trips throughout my life have been spontaneous. Just as I get older, as I start making more YouTube videos, I've shied away from that. I've been planning more as I get older. But in this trip, I'm getting back to my roots. Traveling on a one-way ticket with a carry-on bag to South America. Oh, it gets me excited just saying that. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's go to the gate. I was tempted to buy one of those neck cushions if the price wasn't too bad, but $70. Shame on you, Montreal Airport. So as you can see, the boarding has definitely begun. I think I'm actually the next. Okay, that's my group. I'm about to go up. So I'm about to go join that lineup and board. Last thing I want to show you is these guys. This is actually my first time trying this on a flight, but this is melatonin, which is a sleeping aid. I only discovered melatonin in the last year or so after hearing about some friends who use it to help them sleep. I sleep pretty well in general in beds, in normal life, but I have an awful time sleeping on airplanes. So this time I'm going to try popping some melatonin about 20 minutes before I want to fall asleep. Hopefully that'll work. There she is. This is going to be a long 11 hours.
Immédiatement le personnel de cabine afin qu'il le récupère en toute sécurité.
Тут там где-то вообще вечером рейтинг міняла підгрузки в по лінії, блядь. Там нічка буде, блядь, цікава.
Originally, this airplane was supposed to go to Japan, so we had way more fuel than required. We actually had too much. They had to remove the fuel. So our maintenance technicians just finished that process. They're just finishing up the paperwork.
Good morning from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Wow, okay, that was a long one. My legs were falling asleep and cramping pretty bad about halfway through the flight. I did manage to get 3 or 4 hours of sleep, but in general I do not sleep well on airplanes because I do not fit well on airplanes. I'm too tall. I'm 6'4". I have very long legs, and yeah, they were hitting the front of the seat in front of me, or the back of the seat in front of me, even before the woman fully reclined her seat back. So as usual, the journey getting there is my least favorite part of traveling, but the experience when you are there makes it all worthwhile. And make my way through the mega city of Sao Paulo, the biggest city in fact in all of South America, a metropolitan population of about 22 million people. Sorry, I'm still waking up here, but yeah, it's a big city. Just for fun, I checked on Google Maps to see if I could take public transit to get to where I'm staying. And it said the estimated time would be, I think it said 2 hours and 41 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna take an Uber. It's still gonna be probably about an hour and a half, just to give you an idea how big this city is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Got my passport stamp, made it through. Right after stamping my passport, she went boom boom, then said, "Welcome to Brazil." Passed back the passport. Always such a nice feeling when you have officially set foot in a country far, far from home. As always, I'm Dan. Thank you all for watching. And just for fun, why don't you leave a comment and let me know what's the longest flight you've ever taken. See you next time.
Relaxation.